This is essentially, a ground plan is essentially looking at the stage and space from up above. We have two kind of generic-ish kind of houses in the front. They can be shacks, they can be different houses, they can be cabins, that sort of thing, depending on where they are in the plane. On the front of the proscenium, we have this kind of sunset thing going off. Different layers of trees going back, kind of making portals throughout. And those are almost like going down the river. We also have this oval kind of picture frame, which is taking a little bit of like taking the characters and bringing them out of the book, bringing them into life, that sort of thing for the audience. This unit right here, which Jay's working on, is the raft for the plane. It slides in and out of that slot and actually can move around the stage anywhere it wants. It's on casters. And then we have the different levels going up. Almost look like docks going up, that kind of sense. So they can be different places in the river. They can be different houses with different layers and that sort of thing. Slide out like this. This one's for the Widow Douglas's house. So they all have a different kind of feel to them, but a lot of them have this kind of hollow framed look, almost patchworky. That they come in and out for different scenes, and that's one of the ways that we've solved the problem that's created by having such a small space and needing so many different locations. There's going to be like a proscenium curtain that comes out because the Duke and the King put on a show to like trick everybody and take their money. So, this platform here on the back is the one where if there's like a boat that goes past the raft in the night or something like that, we're going to have people stand on it. It'll move by itself. It brings it across, and it looks like essentially nobody's moving. We also have here in the center. This is this square right here that you can see. Actually, a trap plug that's on pins. So if we pull the pins out, it'll go down, and there'll be a hole in the floor. That's where the coffin's gonna go down. We're gonna project colors and lights. Back here are these. I think they're called icicle Christmas lights, something like that. They're going to be stars, so when they're on, they shine through the cyc and make it look like stars off in the distance. And then here we have the cityscape, and this is for a town that they go past at night. So whenever we get to that scene, this will pop up, and then with light behind it, you'll be able to see the silhouette of a town. Well, I always love trying to figure out the different ways to do things or that sort of thing. You know, like if someone says, hey, we want a city back there. And we're like, okay, well, how can we do that? And we're like, well, maybe if we have a cityscape. And then like, well, how do we get a cityscape to appear and disappear? And then we're like, well, why don't we build a thing with hinges or something? They're also going to be projecting some moons and other kinds of gobos and things like that on the back of this side. This is one of the sketches. There's this, the Big River drop essentially comes, there's a roll drop that comes in. That's when they're on the river, on the raft, they can see a river behind them. So this is one of the first sketches that the scenic artist Kathy did for it. We weren't exactly sure if that's what we wanted or not yet, so I think there's another one here. This is the next step after that, trying to figure out what the drop is, what the colors can be, and that sort of thing. So this is the second revision. Here you can see the platforms that are in the front of the stage, and then the platforms going up. Back to the upper platform, there's the wagon that travels across, the trap door, the cyc, the city row behind it. Generally, whenever we work with a designer, I'll get all the drawings from the designer, and then the designer's not really there, so then I'd be making more of the decisions along the way. But because the designer's here, which is great, he's here and able to interact a lot more intimately in that nature. You're always trying to find the essence of what the play is really saying in everything that you do. So the decisions that we make as to how the trees look out there and how we build them is all interrelated to the finished product and how it needs to look. Sometimes you have to end up going around and changing how other pieces look to make them all work together. Because the best productions to me are the ones that have the whole world that works in a unity with itself between the lights, sound, set. My favorite part is when I come to a show, like opening night or something like that. And generally, nobody knows who built the set, which is nice because I can kind of hide in the back row or something. But you get to see everyone's reactions when they walk in and see the set, and they're like, "Wow, that's great!" Or you hear them talking about that. How did they do that and that sort of thing. And, it's always really exciting to see those kind of reactions.